And now, it is truly my great pleasure to introduce this year's student speaker, Vieja Kusama-Morris. Vieja Kusama-Morris is graduating with a double major in cultural media and global studies. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
How's it going, everybody? I'm going to start by taking this off because I'm sure it means a lot and someone designed it, but it's ridiculous logistically, so it just needs to just go right there for now. I should probably also warn you that I did not print my speech out, that I keep it casual, just wing it. You know, everyone behind me who nominated me is like, oh my God, what have we done? But it's going to be good, guys, don't worry. I just wanted to start by thanking everybody who's here, graduates, family, friends, faculty. I think there are a lot of moments in life and in college and in sort of everything where you start to wonder what the point of it all is and why you're here and why you're doing what you're doing. For me, that was like my third all-nighter of my thesis, where I'd started up sitting with my laptop and it slowly just sort of curled into a fetal position around it and started Googling famous dropouts. And then I found myself for like 3 hours reading Bill Gates' Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh my God, I got it. Steve Jobs did it. It's fine. I got it. But I think that this is one of those moments where you realize why you put in all that work, and to feel the love and the support, and for also all the people that couldn't be here, why we're here and why we do what we do. So thank you. I would also like to give a disclaimer to anyone who just wandered in here thinking it was a normal church. You've made a grave mistake. This will be the worst sermon you ever hear, and I would just slowly walk out now. So when I started thinking about what I would say in this speech, I kind of sat down and I tried to encompass my 4 years here, because I did come here 4 years ago. And I remember going to my high school advisor and being like, all right, let me tell you what's happening. I'm going to Eugene, I'm going to the new school. And of course she responded, huh? And she was like, why? And I was like, she's like, you haven't mentioned it, you haven't toured. And I was like, trust me, I just know. And so I came here, and it was sort of random and sort of strange, and it was just like a gut feeling. And my freshman year, I came here knowing exactly what I wanted to study. I've been wanting to make film since I was like 11, and I was done, and I was ready to go, and I was good. And yet, despite knowing all this from the forefront, I found myself in a gardening class in Alphabet City for just like no reason whatsoever. And my advisor was like, why are you in this class? And I was like, I have no idea, but I'm gonna commit to it because I signed up for it. So for about 4 months, I found myself rearing this like small blueberry bush in like below 30-degree temperatures. I was like reading it poetry and like trying to like cover it in blankets and just really be there for the blueberry bush. And of course, because I had no idea what I was doing, it died like 4 months later. But the point of that story is that I think that's what Lang is all about. It's not about the end result. It's about putting in the work, as random as it may be, and as strange as it may be, and just kind of, feeling it and paying your dues. So now it's 4 years later. I came here in the very beginning, and I stayed all the way through. And I think I'm graduating, hypothetically. I never know if there's like an account hold on my account because I didn't do my FAFSA right, or like something went downhill somewhere. But I think I'm good to go. This seems like fairly legitimate at this point. And I was trying to think about sort of what the most salient quality of my time here has been. And to do so, I kind of have to tell you guys a story. Growing up, I was sort of told this story about the little guy. And I wasn't really sure who the little guy was. It was sort of a vague being. And it was your job to stand up for the little guy because they were weak and they were soft and they were quiet. And they couldn't do it on their own. And for a while that was pretty good, because it feels good to stand up for the little guy. You feel special, you feel important, you feel educated, it feels great. And then you come to Lang, and you start to realize that this dichotomy between you and the little guy is not as crystal clear as you thought it was, because the little guy was never really that little. It was a name that was designed by somebody who was afraid of how tall they really were and wanted to keep them down. And it's our job not to stand up for the little guy, because I guarantee they are already standing, and they're probably a little bit taller than you. It's our job to stand with the little guy, to converse and to talk, and to realize what our shared beliefs are and our passions, and to work together to create stuff. And that can be sort of daunting, and it's sort of, it's sort of crazy to figure out how we're going to do that. There are 7 billion people on this planet, and that's a lot of egos and agendas and beliefs and backgrounds, and we're all just trying to make it work. And it can be kind of overwhelming. I mean, just a few days ago, I was on the internet, like the youthful millennial I am, and I saw an article that said, "Congratulations, grad." And I was like, that's me. I'm gonna click on that. And I'm not really sure what I was expecting, like confetti or like music or something, but it really took a turn for the worst when it was like, "Congratulations, grad. You are the first generation to have less economic opportunities than your parents." And I was like, whoa, okay. Then it threw a lot of numbers at me, basically telling me that unlike my parents and their parents, my life would not be a series of battles, but a series of heavy losses, and that I was going to be defeated. So to whoever wrote that article, I have 2 things to say. The first one is that I think you need to look up the word congratulations in the dictionary, because you've missed the point completely, just really overshot it. The second is that I would like to say F that, because it's ridiculous. Because nobody in this room or elsewhere, and I don't just mean the graduates, I mean family, friends, nobody in this room is a foregone conclusion. And it's never over till you say it's over, and it's never done till you say it's done. And that's not to say that it won't be hard, because it will. I mean, I don't know about you, but like some point around like sophomore year, I realized that the monster under the bed that everyone had been talking about was student loans. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? So yeah, it will be hard. There's a lot against us. There's a lot of players in this crazy game called life, and a lot of them want to put you down, and there's a lot of regimes and mechanics and systems that are ready to tell you who you are and what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to go. And I think that's the moment, though, where it becomes a real danger, because you start to think that maybe there's nothing you can do. And the alluring sort of sweet smell of apathy starts to sink in, and you start to think, all right, maybe it's impossible, and I should just sit here and just sort of play my part and do what I'm supposed to do. But I think that's where the real defeat comes in, because it's not over, and there's always a spot for you to stand up. People always say, we gotta save the world, we gotta save the world. The world is fine. The world has been around for millions and millions of years. It's people that need mending. And I say mending because I don't think we're broken. If you just look around, there's a lot of people standing up for what they believe in. And sometimes the media or, politicians or whoever it may be tries to hide that, but there's a lot of people advocating for what they believe in around the world, if you just look close enough. And so I would ask that you, going forward, learn to advocate, learn to rebel, learn to resist, stick it to the man, break down the patriarchy, all that good stuff. And for a minute, absolutely, just take a moment and look down at your feet and realize where you stand and all the people that you see that put you there, and more importantly, the people you can't see that put you there, because there's a lot of them. And remember how you got here, and just close your eyes and feel the moment and feel your accomplishment, because it is great and because you have done something. And then when you're ready feeling it and realizing where you come from and where you stand, open your eyes and take a step forward. Thank you. Congratulations.